Number 10. Astra stands out from other hackers mentioned in this compilation due to the fact that his true identity remains undisclosed. Reports, including those from the Register, have shed some light on Astra, revealing that at the time of his capture in 2008, he was a 58-year-old mathematician from Greece. For nearly 5 years, he infiltrated the DASA group systems, pilfering sophisticated weapons technology software and data, which he then distributed to 250 buyers globally. The financial repercussions for DASA Group were substantial, with losses estimated at $360 million. The reasons behind the concealment of his identity are unknown, but it's intriguing to note that Astra translates to weapon in Sanskrit. Number 9. Jonathan James. Operating under the pseudonym Comrade, Jonathan James gained notoriety for infiltrating multiple companies. However, it was his breach of the United States Department of Defense's computers that truly catapulted him into the spotlight, as reported by the New York Times. Remarkably, James was just 15 years old at the time of this hack. During a PC Mag interview, he revealed that The Cuckoo's Egg, a book chronicling the pursuit of a hacker in the 1980s, partially motivated his actions. His cyber intrusions enabled him to view over 3,000 messages from government officials, along with usernames, passwords, and other confidential information. In 2000, authorities arrested James, leading to a sentence of 6 months under house arrest, with a strict prohibition on recreational computer usage. A subsequent probation breach resulted in a 6-month prison term. This case marked Jonathan James as the youngest individual ever convicted for cybercrime law infractions. The 2007 security breach at TJX, a retail chain, resulted in the exposure of numerous customers' private data. Despite the absence of concrete proof, investigators considered James a possible suspect. In 2008, facing such allegations, Jonathan James took his own life. The Daily Mail quoted his suicide note, which expressed his disillusionment with the judicial system and his belief that his demise might convey a more potent message to society. He wrote, "I have no faith in the justice system. Perhaps my actions today and this letter will send a stronger message to the public. Either way, I have lost control over the situation, and this is my only way to regain control." Number 8. Kevin Poulsen. In 1983, Kevin Poulsen, then a 17-year-old known by the alias Dark Dante, infiltrated ARPANET, the Pentagon's computer network. Despite being apprehended, the government chose not to prosecute him due to his minor status, issuing only a warning. Ignoring the government's caution, Poulsen persisted in his hacking activities. In 1988, he breached a federal computer, accessing files related to Ferdinand Marcos, the ousted Philippine president. When authorities caught on, Poulsen vanished into hiding. During this period, he continued to hack into government databases, exposing confidential information. Poulsen's website claims that in 1990, while still evading the law, he manipulated a radio station's call-in contest to become the 102nd caller, securing a new Porsche, a holiday, and $20,000 in cash. Eventually, Poulsen was captured and received a ban from computer use for 3 years. Following his release, Poulsen transformed his life, becoming a respected journalist. He now focuses on computer security issues, contributing as a senior editor for Wired magazine. Number 7. Michael Kals. In February 2000, the cyber world was shaken by a series of high-profile website outages. The culprit was a 15-year-old hacker known as Mafia Boy, real name Michael Kals. He managed to harness the power of university computer networks to launch a series of devastating denial of service (DDoS) attacks. His targets were some of the biggest names on the internet. Yahoo, which was the leading search engine at the time, followed by major companies like Dell, eBay, CNN, and Amazon. These attacks flooded the servers with traffic, causing widespread disruption and bringing the websites to a halt. The impact of Kals' actions was a stark revelation for investors and advocates of the burgeoning internet. The vulnerability of even the most valuable online entities, such as Yahoo, worth over $1 billion, raised serious questions about the security of online data. This event significantly accelerated the push for robust cybercrime legislation, highlighting the urgent need for improved cybersecurity measures. Number 6. Jensen James and Chetta Jensen James and Chetta's hacking pursuits were not driven by a desire to steal credit card information or to disrupt networks for social activism. His interests lay in the realm of botnets, networks of compromised computers controlled by software bots. In 2005, Chetta managed to infiltrate over 400,000 computers, creating a massive botnet. As reported by Ars Technica, he exploited these hijacked systems for profit, leasing them to advertisers and installing adware or bots upon request. His activities culminated in a 57-month prison sentence, a landmark case that saw a hacker incarcerated for deploying botnet technology. Number 5. Matthew Bevan and Richard Price. In 1996, the British duo of Matthew Bevan and Richard Price, known in the hacking community as Coogee and Datastream Cowboy respectively, orchestrated a series of intrusions into high-profile military networks. Their targets included the Griffiths Air Force Base, the Defense Information Systems Agency, and the Korean Atomic Research Institute, KARI. The gravity of their actions was underscored by accusations that they nearly triggered a global conflict by transferring KARI's research data onto American military systems. Bevan, in his defense, maintained that his objective was to uncover evidence of UFO phenomena, drawing parallels to the case of Gary McKinnon as reported by the BBC. Regardless of their intentions, the exploits of Bevan and Price highlighted the susceptibility of even the most secure military networks to cyber incursions. Number 4. Albert Gonzalez. Albert Gonzalez, known by the moniker Subnazi, began his notorious career in the world of cybercrime during his high school years in Miami, where he led a group of computer enthusiasts. His skills quickly evolved, and he became a prominent figure on the illicit website shadowcrew.com, gaining a reputation as one of its top hackers and moderators. At the age of 22, Gonzalez faced arrest in New York for his involvement in a debit card fraud scheme that compromised millions of card accounts. In a bid to escape imprisonment, he turned informant for the Secret Service, contributing to the prosecution of numerous Shadow Crew affiliates. However, even as he worked with the authorities, Gonzalez continued his illicit operations. Alongside his accomplices, he orchestrated the theft of over 180 million payment card accounts from various companies, including OfficeMax, Dave & Buster's, and Boston Market. His most infamous exploit was the 2005 breach of TJX Companies, marking the first major serial compromise of credit card data. Leveraging SQL injection techniques, Gonzalez and his team installed backdoors into multiple corporate networks, culminating in the theft of approximately $256 million from TJX alone. This act of cyber theft was so significant that, upon his sentencing in 2015, the federal prosecutor described the scale of Gonzalez's crimes as unparalleled, highlighting the extensive human impact of his actions. Number 3. Adrian Lamo. In 2001, at the age of 20, Adrian Lamo exploited a security weakness in Yahoo's content management tool to alter a Reuters article, inserting a fabricated quote purportedly from former Attorney General John Ashcroft. Lamo was known for his pattern of hacking into systems and subsequently informing both the media and the affected parties. In some instances, he even assisted in rectifying the vulnerabilities to enhance their security measures. However, in 2002, as reported by Wired, Lamo overstepped by infiltrating the New York Times intranet, adding his name to their list of expert sources and conducting research on notable individuals. His nomadic lifestyle, carrying only a backpack and frequently without a permanent residence, led to his nickname, the Homeless Hacker. In 2010, at the age of 29, Lamo was diagnosed with Asperger's disorder, a milder variant of autism sometimes referred to as geek syndrome. This condition is characterized by difficulties in social interaction and peculiar, intensely focused behaviors. This diagnosis has led some experts to speculate that it may shed light on Lamo's gravitation towards hacking, a field where Asperger's disorder is believed to be relatively common. Number 2. Anonymous, the collective known as Anonymous, originated in 2003 on the 4chan message boards within an unnamed forum. This group is characterized by its minimal organization and its broad focus on social justice issues. In 2008, Anonymous targeted the Church of Scientology, initiating attacks that disrupted their websites and significantly affected their search engine rankings on Google. They also sent numerous all-black faxes to overwhelm the church's machines. In March of the same year, individuals associated with Anonymous, referred to as Anons, were seen marching past Scientology centers globally, donning the now iconic Guy Fawkes masks. The New Yorker has highlighted that, despite efforts by the FBI and other law enforcement bodies to apprehend key members of the group, the absence of a definitive hierarchy renders the task of dismantling Anonymous virtually impossible. Number 1. Kevin Mitnick. Kevin Mitnick, a pivotal figure in the annals of American hacking, embarked on his notorious journey during his teenage years. In 1981, he faced charges for the theft of computer manuals from Pacific Bell. The following year, he infiltrated the North American Defense Command, NORAD, an audacious feat that later inspired the 1983 cinematic thriller War Games. By 1989, Mitnick had breached the network of Digital Equipment Corporation, DEC, copying their proprietary software. As DEC was a premier computer manufacturer of the era, this transgression catapulted Mitnick into infamy. Subsequently, he was apprehended, found guilty, and incarcerated. While on conditional release, he compromised Pacific Bell's voicemail systems. Despite his extensive hacking escapades, Mitnick never capitalized on the access or data he acquired. It is widely held that he once commandeered the entire Pacific Bell network, not with malicious intent, but to demonstrate the feasibility of such an undertaking. Following the Pacific Bell debacle, authorities issued a warrant for his arrest. However, Mitnick vanished, remaining elusive for over 2 years. Upon his eventual capture, he faced conviction on numerous charges of wire fraud and computer fraud. In a twist of fate, Mitnick transitioned to ethical hacking, and in 2014, as reported by Wired, he inaugurated Mitnick's Absolute Zero-Day Exploit Exchange, a controversial marketplace dealing in unpatched, critical software exploits to the highest bidder. Do you agree with our top 10 hackers? Let us know in the comments below.